Well, unfortunately, my slides are going to be dull, are going to be repetitive, are going to be like life. Because in terms of crowdfunding, the only thing I have is experience. Experience is the knowledge you acquire through your own pain, and unfortunately I have a lot. I've been involved in, they are laughing a lot because I've been involved in the Oversound crowdfunding campaign, a very successful one for determinate values of success. Most the part of sucks, not that much the sex. And now I was involved also in the PuzzlePhone campaign, of course, as co-founder, and in other minor campaigns. And my general advice about crowdfunding is don't. Don't, especially if you are doing hardware. Don't. Or at least don't do that as first and main option. I mean, caveat applies. It's never a good idea because the crowdfunding money is never as cheap as it looks. It may look less risky as other options, but crowdfunding is always tainted. What happens with crowdfunding? Crowdfunding started as a natural extension of the 3F stage of founding. It's the easiest way to mass market that idea. It's good, but it's only good for the crowdfunding campaign platform management. This is the only one who makes money with that, who makes profits. For everything else, well, it's not a good choice. If you are going for a non-hardware deliverable product idea, that's not really that bad. But once you start to have something that needs to be manufactured and delivered, well, it's not that well suited, especially if your project is capital intensive. If you are a small budget project, everything might happen. If your project is below maybe 15,000, crowdfunding may be good for you at any stage. But if not, you are the cow to milk. You are the cow to milk and you are the product. No matter what you think about, the product is you. And everybody's going to go after you and nobody will care about your success at all. Just you. Because everyone will make sure that they get their cut. And everything will come at a cost, at a premium cost. That's the point. How much is going to cost you each euro that comes through your door? There are several clear costs, like the cut the crowdfunding campaign management platform gets, the VAT, but you have also, as you mentioned, this nice trick, marketing cost. At first, when the crowdfunding market was starting, was not yet commoditized, well, it was easy to get pretty much a nice amount of money at a very low cost, at a cost around 10%. But once you add marketing, and if you don't add marketing, you will go nowhere, well, the cost might easily be over 20%. This 13 to 17 is an average low estimate. But the most successful campaign, if you have been following some of those campaigns, you have seen the ads everywhere. That don't cost for free, ever. PR and marketing can be easily half what you get on a crowdfunding campaign. That is very misleading because it never factors your real cost of production, development, and operations. Of course, at VAT. Yeah. At VAT, yeah, they are a lot because it's something, well, you think that is easy to deal with, and then you realize that you are in Europe, and depending on the country of Europe you are, by the way, Spain is one of the best to deal with VAT because you can defer it to the next quarter, but in some other countries you have to pay VAT the very moment you get the money. Indeed, the very moment the transaction is made, no matter if the money is going to come after the end of the campaign. Yeah, that's what really happens. Everything is a trap, and everything the idea is to make a honeypot so you get entrapped and you fail for the very beginning because the basis of any business is under-promise and over-deliver. And the campaign platforms are made to force you to overpromise. To overpromise why far of the initial product design you have. Why much, they try to make you promise as much as they can to fill all the spots and all the gaps they have in your proposed market. So they will force you to diversify your product, to disaggregate your product, and to have your product in as many possible options they can. Because the platform business, is to maximize what they get, the cut they get, not to make your life easy. And all the man was to make a crowdfunding campaign, start, having proper perks, as many as you can to fill all the gaps with as many variations as you can. Well, for a production point of view and from a development point of view, that's nightmare. And that's what try to lure you to. They try to make you overpromise so they can, so you will keep the hype during the whole campaign. But the campaign continues. The campaign really starts when the campaign ends, because then you have to manufacture and deliver. Well, not crowdfunding. As I mentioned before, if you really need the crowdfunding money for the viability of your product, don't, ever. It's a trap. You will never get it on time and on budget. If the project is not ready for manufacturing, like ready for just going for the molding and the tooling, don't. Your product is not mature enough. If you don't have made a proper market research, and a proper market research is not what the crowdfunding platforms propose at first, don't do that. Just do your market research. And if you don't have the continuation plan ready, and that's key, the continuation plan is what you are going to do after the campaign closes. How are you going to sell? How are you going to continue the brand extension? And how fast can you do that? If you don't have that already, don't. Just wait, because you always have time to make a bad crowdfunding campaign. Why not crowdfunding? Well, it's easy. Everything, I like your slide, because this Death Valley, well, everything is a Death Valley, from the very beginning till the very end. Until you left the company and you sell your options, everything is a fucking Death Valley every day. Sometimes it's just a very, very, very sunny Death Valley. Sometimes it's a cloudy one, but everything is a Death Valley, and you are always pushing 3 months away your survival date. That's how business goes. So it's very easy to underestimate the cost of operations. It's very easy to underestimate the cost of pre-production, pre-manufacturing. It's very easy to underestimate everything, and logistic kills. Always. Logistic always kills. Even when you think that you have everything solved in logistic, shit happens. Shit happens on a blink of an eye. Even if you don't blink your eyes, you will see shit growing, especially in logistics and delivery. And you really don't know how messy it can be, even if everything is steady. But yeah, it's a trap. It's a honeypot. But even being a trap has a very, very good value. Crowdfunding is not completely worthless. Of course, it's nice to have cheap money. It's not really that cheap, but sometimes, in some aspect, it's a bit less risky. But especially crowdfunding is a very good tool to make a market validation. But you need to be careful, because the backers, no matter the definition, backers are not backers. They are customers. They don't think that they are putting money in an adventure or something. No, they are pre-buying a product. They feel that like they are part of a pre-sales campaign, and whatever is happening there is a commitment, it's a sale contract for their point of view. Of course, you can treat that, but it's not fair for them. So they are expecting to have the product delivered in time. And that's the first issue. Delivery is key. You have to focus always on delivery. And it's like a baby coming. you will never get ready for a crowdfunding campaign in 3 months. It's more like 6 months or more like almost a year preparing the campaign. And no matter how hard you have prepared the campaign, well, you are not really ready for the campaign, even on the very deadline. No matter how much budget you have, you will have to work like full time, at least during 6 or 7 months, just to prepare a nice campaign. Even if you have a lot of money, that will not cut the time you needed for a crowdfunding campaign. It will give you more resources for doing some marketing, some videos or something like that, but time-wise is 6 to 9 months, more or less. And the key point is having enough quality contacts, so so the very day you open the campaign, you almost end the campaign in terms of incomes. Because after that, unless you get very, very, very good press coverage and a lot of money on marketing, you will never rise again. I mean, it's like a peak, and then it's slow down, and then closing campaign peak. But the closing campaign peak usually is very short. What is crowdfunding appropriate? It's the less risky and less expensive way to make market validation. Like market validation, no market research. The key is limiting your universe. You need to limit your universe to a meaningful sample. It's not early adopters, it's not technologists. You have to focus on the population that best represent your pretended market, and then make the crowdfunding campaign just for this and see how it breathes. It's a market validation. If it don't work, you have to change something. And if it works, well, anyway, if it works or not, it's the cheapest way to do it. Because if you really limit your universe, you can control logistics, you can control operations, and you can control all related to delivery. And of course, logistics kills always. What happens? If you have your sales and manufacturing based on this market validation, you might have a very nice guess estimation of what is going to happen, and your distribution, your indirect sales channel, will know what they might expect. And then, if you go, once the campaign is finished, you have everything is a trap, of course, all the time, and you have to focus on fast delivery, especially if you manufacture in Asia. You have to focus on ultra-fast delivery, because on the very moment your campaign starts to move around, and I don't mean in the day the campaign opens, but the very day your campaign goes to the light, well, someone will try to get profit on that, just copying, taking the idea, and capitalizing on the awareness you get about your production or your product or your idea. So you have to focus on deliver like ultra fast, and also prepare the brand extension and go far and away of the people who are going to try to copy you. And that's pretty much all. Thank you.